give us a snapshot of Geri at say 13 years old.
Okay, so my family, didn't have like a high income, and we came from sort of the back end of Watford, which is fine. But then two children from my school, me and another girl, got picked to go to this grammar school. Grammar school in England, that's quite, they've got smart kids. You have to take a test to get in. And, and you got some quite highbrow families going to that. But I was the only kid and one other girl at this school, Watford Girls Grammar, which was amazing opportunity, but I definitely felt fish out of water, so to speak. So, that was an interesting time, because then it was me that chose I thought, I'll give it a go.
Did that make you feel like a certain drive for financial success, like from a young age? Like, how did that sort of not fitting in with everyone on that level impact you?
What I learned was education is power. I think in hindsight, I learned that, and it gives you confidence. But I think, going back to that American drive is that, if you have success, it definitely gives you power no matter where you're from. I was buying into that American dream 100%. My father, he was an older father. He brought me up on Shirley Temple. The way I got his attention was singing "I'm the Good Ship Lollipop." That's
really?
That was the way.
So that was like the origin of performance for you?
Yeah, 100%.
And how old is that? Like 5
like
or
I'm
something?
6.
Okay.
He took me to an acting agent,
Wow.
to be an Annie, all those things.
Yeah.
But then my mother, she's Spanish, she says, I don't want you to end up like Judy Garland. You know what happened to Judy Garland? That's what she says. She was very grounded about it. So I had to wait, until I had to get my education first. My mother was very grounded. She said, I want you to have a proper job.
So even let's say again, you're coming of age, 12, 13, 14, into your teen years. Are you still harboring this desire to be a performer of some kind?
Well, it was a way of getting my father's attention, definitely.
Okay.
And I think, it's a mixture. So you can get intoxicated by what you see on television. You think, oh, if only it's like you being on that program. You thought, oh, if only I'm that.
Yeah, then you're happy, then you're everything.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And we all know how that shows up. What was very, very true to me was I loved creating. I always loved the power of the pen.
Okay.
No matter what I did. I'm no Mariah Carey. I don't have her range. And I love Mariah. Right? She's amazing. But I always loved songwriting, storytelling. I studied theatre as well. I like character. You've talked about it. That sort of unpacking things, character. You can do that through song. You can do that through story, through acting.
Yeah, definitely. It's like potent self-reflection.
Yeah, and you you can sort of use it.
Yeah, definitely.
Geri, what were your experiences around your first love and first heartbreak?
Wow, that's so interesting, because we all have that again, TV love, movie love, let's call it, and we think what that love is.
Which is mostly fantasy, I suppose.
Of course, yes. Let me try and think. I don't think I really knew what real love is until two things, being a mother. That taught me about love.
Totally, yeah.
But then also my husband, that's taught me what love is. To be brave and show up, honestly and wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Before then, it was probably, I might have had an idea of what it was, but I wasn't really emotionally available. And I had this kind of romantic idea, when I was writing, that you should always be in a slight discontentment.
Of course,
if you're in love, then it steals your creativity. So I kept myself purposely away from love.
Right. Oh,
really?
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. I wrote better songs.
Yeah.
Look at what happens.
Right.
Look how successful Adele was with all her heartbreak. It helps. You turn that poop to fertilizer.
Right.
My husband is a musician, and I'm always pushing him, you've never written a song about me. We've been married 6 years now. And he's like, I can't. We got married and it's too happy. It's too good. There's no
one's
songs.
interested in that. Yeah. There's no process in it, reflection. Yeah. Well done. You're happy.
So if you have to stage a fight just to get a song out of it.
Yeah. Look at the best ones.
Yeah. I kind of have this ongoing theory that being as an artist of any kind, but I think particularly music, because music is a space where you tell these 3-minute encapsulated love stories.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's no time for anything other than just a really well told story. And there's no lull in a pop song, as there shouldn't be. Like, it's all good. So, but then if you become really successful, you're thrust into this echelon of experience that no one else knows. It actually can often be quite alienating from the people in your life, all that stuff. And you're touring, you're recording. It's such an incredibly different way of being that no one could imagine until they experience it. And I have a theory that, for better or worse, it kind of locks you, the person who got there, by telling some kind of, often a love story that is like, there's got to be some truth to it because it got you there, right?
Yeah.
But then it locks you in this pattern of life where you can't any longer have as many authentic experiences in love as you used to. And I'm curious, A, do you think that's true? But B, did you ever, I'm curious what your conversations with, when you were a part of the Spice Girls and when the 4 of you were...
5 of you.
Just we're talking 5. Sorry.
Nava is
when the 5 of you were talking.
Yeah.
Did you have conversations like this about?
I have a theory which may be bouncing off what you're saying.
Okay.
That when anybody becomes famous, and it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's a singer or an actor or a sportsman, that kind of fame, it can arrest your emotional development and what you're talking about, and it sort of freezes your experience, life experience, because before that you're in the thick of it, you're processing it, and then suddenly you're removed from it.
Yeah.
So it could quite easily, you can get into a safety bubble of so you're not sort of tapping into reality anymore.
Totally.
I think but then I learned that's a choice as well.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Because otherwise, you could be it's almost like a golden cage, so you're safe as houses, but actually you might be shutting yourself off from certain experiences in safety, but you're shutting yourself up from love and humanity. That's what you stand for. And, in life, that there's just as much interesting people, whether it's the dustman or the Duchess, the Prime Minister or the President or the postman. Everybody's interesting, right. I'd like to think. And then also you cut yourself off from creativity. That's what makes a good actor, or a good writer. If you can experience those kind of ugly and dark, happy, all sorts of feelings, and how you can connect. So I think it's really important to stay with your feet on the ground, stay connected.
How do you think you've done that?
And it's not perfect, but
sure. But...
I think who I surround myself and what is meaningful to me. I mean, the gift of age. You sort of you like who you like. You attract what you are, and I try to sort of attach myself to people need people. You were talking about that community. I think people need people. Not perfectly, just have real people, real meaningful relationships, not sort of empty. I think you go through that process.